for 36 months. Call 866-95-NATION or visit windonation.com.
Good morning, America. Deadly flash floods, forcing rescues across the country. People wading through waist-deep water in Texas, trying to get to safety. Neighborhoods drowning under more than a foot of rain. And more than 150 campers airlifted out west. And now new warnings for 20 million as we head into the weekend.
Also this morning, is there a plan? How and when will they reunite the children all over this country? Overnight, some reunions underway. A top Trump administration official saying hundreds have now been reunited since May. This after First Lady Melania Trump's surprise visit to Texas.
And I also like to ask you how I can help.
Shaking hands with undocumented children, but leaving many across the country and the world wondering, what did she mean by that message on her jacket? And are Americans really to believe that there was no message intended, as her spokeswoman first said?
Getting the green light, the Connors returning to the air without Roseanne. Which cast members are back, and what the disgraced star is saying about it all this morning.
She had them apple bottom jeans.
An ABC News exclusive. The so-called dancing doctor now breaking her silence after her license was suspended, and she's not backing down.
People are not looking at the facts.
Fighting to get back in the operating room.
And lucky to be alive. The out-of-control car going airborne, flipping, hitting a gas station. How was the driver able to walk away from this?
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Good morning, America. Happy Friday, the first Friday of the summer, and it has been wonderful having you here all week.
Oh, thanks, Robin, Michael. Nothing like a Friday on GMA, I can tell you that. We got a party in the park coming up, Central Park. We're going to be heading uptown. We've got a giant crowd out there for BB Rexa. Look at them out there. They can't wait for this first Friday of summer to get underway, and we're going to do it right here.
We will.
But before we get to that, we're going to begin with severe summer storms across the country this morning. The Midwest to the East Coast on alert for flash flooding, and parts of the South are already underwater. Take a look at these images. They're coming in. So much devastation in my home state of Texas, and Ginger is following it all. Good morning, Ginger.
300 water rescues in Mission, Texas alone just yesterday. So you know this has been a huge issue because some of the images are just hard to see. People wading through waist-deep water there. A place like in South Texas got 16.75 inches. That was Harlingen. Now I want to show you what's happening as we speak. Along I-64 near Richmond, it was closed for a while because of flash flooding. People being rescued from cars there. Flash flooding heading just south and west of Washington, D.C. this morning.
This was the dramatic scene in McAllen, Texas Thursday. People wading through waist-deep water, cars swallowed by flooding, and rescuers searching by helicopter, boat, and even bus. The torrential downpours from a persistent tropical wave swamping cities, dozens of vehicles littering roadways. The governor issuing a disaster declaration after some counties got more than 16 inches of rain. Summer storms impacting folks across the nation. Nearly 150 campers trapped by flooding in Montana. This tornado whipping across the land in Idaho. And flash floods turning deadly in Pennsylvania.
We were like, get out, everybody leave.
One woman killed, dozens of others rescued around Pittsburgh.
The flash flood watch is not just in Northern Virginia, but back through central West Virginia, southeastern Ohio, and there's actually another pocket of severe storms and heavy rain that could happen in the southeast. That includes parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and even Georgia. More on that soon, but Michael, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ginger. Hopefully some relief soon. David?
Yeah, it could be a rocky day ahead. We're going to turn now, Michael, to those new images overnight. Some of the first of the parents and children reuniting after being separated at the border, but there are still so many at more than a dozen shelters around this country, including babies and young children who don't even know their parents' numbers, obviously. This mother from Guatemala together again with her son. A Trump administration official now claiming that hundreds of families have been reunited since May. But there are still questions about what will happen to those still separated. The announcement coming on the heels of First Lady Melania Trump's surprise visit to a shelter for immigrant children in Texas. So let's get right to ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl tracking the latest this morning. Morning, John.
Good morning, David. The White House says it was 100% the First Lady's idea to make a surprise visit to the border to see firsthand the children who have been separated from their families. But 2 days after the president said he was ending the family separation, there is more confusion than answers about what will happen with the children. During her surprise visit to the Mexican border, the First Lady said she was looking for answers.
I also like to ask you how I can help to these children to reunite with their families as quickly as possible.
But for most of the children taken away from their parents because of President Trump's zero-tolerance policy, it is unclear this morning how or when they will be reunited with their families. Going forward, at least for the next 20 days, families caught crossing the border illegally are to be detained together while the adults await court hearings. But where will they be held? The Pentagon says it is looking into options for housing some 20,000 unaccompanied children in military facilities near the border, but not for the families. The First Lady and First Daughter Ivanka Trump had urged the president to end his policy of separating children from their parents. In her 2 hours on the ground in Texas, the First Lady asked about the mental health of the children.
So when the children come here, what kind of stage, physical and mental stage they come here?
Usually when they get here, they're very distraught. When they see the environment and they see the other kids and they see the art, they start relaxing.
The crisis was triggered by the president's own zero-tolerance policy. But in the meeting with his cabinet, he once again falsely put the blame on Democrats.
The Democrats are causing tremendous damage and destruction and lives by not doing something about this. And they know that.
While the First Lady sent a message of compassion on her trip to Texas, she made a curious fashion statement, wearing a jacket as she left Washington, and when she returned, it said the words, "I really don't care, do you?" Her spokeswoman said, "It's a jacket. There was no hidden message." That statement was soon contradicted by the president in a tweet. He said the message written in big letters across her back was actually aimed at the, quote, fake news media. Melania has learned how dishonest they are, and she truly no longer cares. We reached out to the First Lady's spokesperson to ask if, in fact, the president was correct, and that's what she meant by wearing that jacket. No answer from the First Lady's spokesperson. But, David, there is absolutely nothing to say that what the president said about that is actually the case.
Yeah, a lot of people focused on those words, but we're going to remain focused on the children and these families. And, John, I wanted to ask you about Congress still struggling to act on immigration. Where does that stand this morning?
Going nowhere fast, David. The House of Representatives voted down a hardline immigration bill yesterday. They were supposed to vote on a more moderate bill. They're going to try that again next week. Possibly, we're not unclear. That vote was supposed to happen today, but the bottom line is there is no sign whatsoever of any bipartisan agreement on any aspect of this immigration issue.
All right, I know you'll track it through the day. We'll see you on World News Tonight, John. Thanks so much. Robin?
All right, David, as you said and as we know, there are still several hundred more children separated from their parents at the border, and still no clear answer on when or how they will be reunited. Gio Benitez is still there in El Paso for us this morning. And Gio, you've learned that that little girl we heard crying for her aunt, we've heard more about her?
Yeah, that's right, Robin. Good morning. She and her mother are now hoping to be reunited very soon. But, you know, now we're also learning that so many of these children aren't even by the border anymore. They've been sent to shelters all across this country, and some have been reunited. This morning, some of those children separated at the border reunited with their families. A senior White House official telling the Associated Press around 500 children have been reunited since May, but it's unclear how many of those were still being detained with their relatives and whether President Trump's executive order had an impact on their status. This as we're learning more about that clear voice captured in that audio recording of children's cries. That audio first obtained by ProPublica. 6-year-old Alison Jimena Valencia Madrid from El Salvador. Her family calls her Jimena, shown here by the news group with her mother. She was heard begging a supervisor to call her aunt after she and her mom were separated. She has the number memorized. And on Wednesday, ProPublica was there as little Jimena called her aunt again from inside a detention center.
No vengas. baño muy calientito. Después quiero comer. Y después quiero ir a la tienda a comprar turkey.
Jimena telling her aunt and cousin she wants to take a hot bath when she's out of the detention center. It's been a week since Jimena and her mother crossed the border. ProPublica reporting she's now in a facility in Phoenix, more than 1,200 miles from her mother, who it says is being kept in Port Isabel, Texas.
¿Te han dicho algo de tu mamá ahí?
No.
The fact that Jimena was able to memorize this phone number turned out to be a really lucky thing for her. Many of the kids who come to this country who are her age or below, don't know things like phone numbers.
Her aunt was filmed in silhouette because she's afraid that her speaking to the press will affect her and her daughter's asylum case. Jimena's aunt says that during their first phone call, the little girl was crying, screaming, and begging. ProPublica reporting authorities told Jimena's mother they'd be reunited soon. And Jimena is really just one of the few who could really track down her family on her own. But clearly, for so many of these children and parents, that road to the reunion is just so unclear, Rob.
And Gio, as we heard in your report, many of these children are too young to speak or much less memorize a phone number. So what happens with them?
Advocates are really worried about this because they fear that if this paperwork is just not complete, if they fear it's unclear, that really they won't be able to find. They hope they'll be able to find their family, but they really fear that they won't be able to find their family ever.
All right. This is so heartbreaking. All right, Gio, thank you.
It's a scary thought right there. All right, thank you, Robin. Now to Pittsburgh, and new protest overnight after that deadly police shooting of Antoine Rose, an unarmed 17-year-old who was running from a car. ABC's Kenneth Moulton is in East Pittsburgh with the latest. And Kenneth, we're now learning that that car was actually part of a ride-sharing service.
That's right, Michael, a jitney service. For those unfamiliar, it's like a taxi. But county police investigators won't say if Antoine Rose was a customer or if he knew the driver. Near the scene here, protesters gathered and marched for miles demanding justice.
Overnight, protesters in the streets, crippling this area in and around East Pittsburgh. This interstate shut down, snarling traffic. Demonstrators marching, determined to bring attention to the fatal police shooting of 17-year-old Antoine Rose.
It was a clear assassination. Explain to me how you're in fear of if a person's running.
Investigators say an officer, Michael Rossfeld, opened fire during a traffic stop this week as Antoine and a second passenger ran away on foot. Cell phone video capturing the incident. Antoine was shot 3 times.
Things happen in real time, but there's no excuse for an officer to shoot someone in the back in the setting that we see in the video that everyone in America has seen by now.
Investigators say the car Antoine was in was under suspicion, possibly connected to a nearby shooting. But ABC News has learned the driver who was questioned and released after Antoine was shot was a driver for hire. Police say 2 guns were found inside the car. They've released little to no details about the driver or the second passenger who got away.
I'm just tired of it, and something has got to be done. Something has got to be done.
Antoine's mother released a poem she says he wrote 2 years ago. It was read aloud during a large protest in downtown Pittsburgh.
I see mothers bury their sons. I want my mom to never feel that pain.
Officer Rossfeld spoke to our local ABC affiliate WTAE, confirming he was sworn in the night of the shooting. But he's been on the job for 3 weeks and in law enforcement for several years. He wouldn't talk about the shooting, but said he's trying to deal with what happened. David?
All right, Kenneth, thanks so much. We're going to turn now to a Supreme Court ruling that means you could spend more when you shop online. ABC's chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with all the details. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal, David. And what it means is that states can now force online retailers to charge a sales tax so that you will end up paying more when you shop online. So take a look at this sofa, for example, on Wayfair.com. If you went on Wayfair.com prior to the ruling, purchased this sofa and had it shipped to your home in South Dakota, you'd pay $575. But now South Dakota can force Wayfair to collect a $4.5 2.5% sales tax, which means you will pay $600 for that same couch, David.
$25, that's a lot more.
It means a lot to a lot of people, yes.
So in the meantime, a lot of these regular stores, brick and mortar stores, the stores at strip malls, the old-fashioned mall that still remains, they say this sort of levels the playing field with the Amazons out there.
Exactly. They're happy about this because now it's the same rules applied across the board, and states are happy because they'll be able to collect more money in taxes. About $13 billion last year was lost, and Amazon, to your point, they already do charge sales taxes on anything that they sell directly, but about half of their sales on Amazon.com come from third-party vendors, and those third-party vendors don't currently charge taxes. As the states impose these new laws, you will very likely pay taxes on those as well.
But there have been a lot of mom and pop stores out there that have said, you know, we got to charge our customers taxes. Amazon should too.
They want a fair game.
All right, Rebecca, thanks so much.
Yep.
Okay, David. Now to a desperate hunt for a dangerous bear in Alaska. Police say it killed a hiker, and then they believe it injured another person. Kana Whitworth has the latest on the search. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Robin, good morning. So the person hurt was a member of the search party. Officials telling us that they believe the bear was protecting its prey, the body of the hiker. And when the search party got too close, the bear attacked. This morning, a community on high alert after a brown bear may have attacked a man and killed another. Police searching in the sky and on foot.
The bear is still out there. We had Alaska Department of Fish and Game staff stay out most of the night on site, waiting for the bear to return.
44-year-old Michael Soltis went hiking near an Anchorage, Alaska park on Monday. Family members worried when he didn't return.
We were searching for my cousin. We were going in parties of 3.
A group, including his cousin Wendy, went into the park searching for Michael when a brown bear attacked, lunging toward the group, injuring a man.
We were going down this trail and you could hear noise to the left. So I look and this brown bear comes lunging out.
Police arriving to the scene, searching the area when they made the gruesome discovery, finding Michael's body. Park officials believe the bear was protecting its prey.
Brown bears have a tendency to aggressively defend what they consider their property.
So the bear is still on the loose. Parts of the park are blocked off. And while bear attacks are rare, they ask people hiking anywhere to go in groups, make lots of noise, and carry bear spray. Guys.
Good to keep in mind, Kana. Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And now to that driver who's lucky to be alive after this terrifying crash in Mississippi. Take a look. That out-of-control car speeding towards a gas station, as you see, going airborne, incredibly landing upright between the pumps. An incredibly scary scene, especially for that driver, I'm sure. But the incredible moment after all of that, the driver just walks away, was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. So very, very lucky to be alive.
Oh, gosh, because those hit the pumps like that?
Right between them. Right in between the pumps, and did not land on the top or anything like that, which makes it even more dangerous.
All right, let's get back to meteorologist Ginger Z tracking the dangerous heat.
Wow, I'm just amazed by that video still. 126 Death Valley made it to yesterday, so now we're talking, well, it's always hot there, right? Well, these are dangerous numbers that are coming in. Phoenix has only made it to 110. They did it again yesterday. If they surpass it to 111 today, that'll be the first time this season. Look at Sacramento, even 104. That's an actual air temperature. Very hot going into the weekend, too. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the weekend getaways, sponsored by Walgreens.
Stretched, smooth, scarred, soaked. The sun does not care, but we do. Walgreens beauty consultants are specially trained to know what works for the health of your unique skin. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Now, all sun care products are buy one, get one 50% off.
Well, a really gray end to the work week and unseasonably cool. Temperatures right now around 70. We're actually going to cool into the upper 60s later this afternoon. Steadiest rain this morning, just tapering off to scattered showers as we head into the afternoon. Saturday, 86. You'll wake up to cloud storms in the afternoon. And then Sunday, 89. It'll be hot and humid both Saturday and Sunday. Just an isolated late day storm Sunday. But next week, trending beautiful, looking dry, low humidity, and seasonable temperatures in the low 80s.
Coming up here, the big headline overnight, Roseanne without Roseanne. It'll be called The Connors. Which cast members will return and what Roseanne is now saying about this morning.
We also have that ABC News exclusive for you. The doctor whose license has been suspended after videos like these dancing in the operating room. Well, now she's telling her side of the story.
Sometimes bipolar 1 disorder